Hello, my dear friends. So, welcome to CL1 first session of the question discussion. So, as I promised you, I have already covered the full syllabus 100%. And it was not an easy task. You are watching this video means you have already covered all the theory parts. 56 hours of video recordings, about 70 videos plus 30 tunes and whatever the short notes you have done. And I'm 100% sure you have used my study tracker to track your study progress also. So in this video, as the first video you are watching for the questions, I'm going to talk about the pilot paper. Because as you know, new syllabus in 2020, we need to go with the pilot paper as well. I'm 100% sure you have already downloaded the pilot paper and you have already seen the answers also. And maybe you have watched some webinars from Sri Lanka as well. But let me tell you something. CL1 as a subject not difficult as the KC4 in 2015 curriculum, but not easy like KB4 paper in last curriculum also. This is like in the middle, KC4 to KB4 in the middle. And the other disadvantage for CL1 when compared with the other corporate level subjects, this is not an open book exam. So you have to remember everything. That's why I gave you all the short notes. Now coming back to the questions. As you know, the question paper, the structure is you have 10 MCQ questions, 2 marks each, and then you have 4 short essay questions, 10 marks each, and then you have a little bit of a long scenario-based question for two questions, 20 marks each. So 100. From 100, you have to get 50% for the pass, to pass the examination. Now, before going into the more details, let me tell you something. Every exam, you can't get 100 marks and you can get 80, 90 marks also. There are people who are getting 80 to 90 marks. So that means there will always be some areas, in the question paper you don't know. That's okay. Go with open mind. Don't think too much that, okay, I don't know this question, I don't know that question. It is okay. Because what you have to get is the 50% or maybe 60%, 70%, not 100%. Even me, if I go to the examination, I also might not know some questions. Because your examiner can be that much creative. Right? So, have an open mind that there can be some questions we don't know the answer. Therefore, what we have to do is, we need to properly manage our time so we answer the questions we know very well without wasting time writing unnecessary, bogus, bullshit answers. Don't do that mistake. Whatever you know already, focus on that and then do it. So I am going to talk about little bit on the time management strategy right now. As you know, you have only 3 hours to answer for this question paper, 3 hours. 3 hours equal 180 minutes. So 180 divided by 100, you have 1.8 minutes per each mark. But you can't actually, use this 1.8 minutes. Because my suggestion to you guys, last 30 minutes, right? Last 30 minutes of the last 1 hour, you can't use to basically write anything. You need to keep that 30 minutes to review the answer you have written. Review the answer. Whenever you review the answer, you can make some corrections also. Sometimes what happens, because of the examination pressure, the time pressure, and thinking, lot of information is processing in your brain, you can miss some, important points. So those points, with relax, before end of the examination, last 30 minutes, review it. Anyway, for audit also, audit file need to be reviewed, right? Reviewed. So your answer sheet has to be reviewed by you before submitting it for the marking. So last 30 minutes, keep for that. So 180 minus 30, I am taking out for final review and final touch-up. Okay. Then keep another 20 minutes for normal loss. You have to, because from the start 9 a.m. until 12, you can't just write and write and write. Right? We are humans. We are not like robots. Right? So we need some rest. You need to, look up, look down, look everywhere. You have to see whether there are nice girls are there in the examination hall or not. I know you you need to do a lot of look around, right? Wherever you want to see, let's keep some normal loss, okay, for 20 minutes. So already 50 minutes gone. So 180 minus 50, you have 130. So that means then let's plan for 1.3 minutes per mark. So that means before you start any question, you need to see how many marks allocated for that question. Maybe there's a big scenario given, big analysis given, but only 2 marks. Then you can't write half a page for 2 marks. 2 marks is just maybe 2-3 sentences only. So based on this 1.3, I'm telling you now, you can see in the screen, for multiple choice questions, keep maximum 2 minutes. So every question, 2 minutes. Read it, talk. Read it, talk. 2 minutes only. Actually, some questions you can do even less than 2 minutes also. I'll show you. Then for the short essay questions, right, the 10 marks question, keep 10 minutes. 10 minutes for each question. But let me tell you something. If you look at the pilot paper, I am doing the answers for that also, right? You can see in this video later on. There are some questions, not short essay questions. There are some long questions also there. For some questions, you might require a little bit of more time, maybe 12 minutes or 15 minutes. But some questions, you need only 10. But try to complete as much as possible the section 2 also within 10 minutes per question, right? Then whatever the remaining time, you can allocate for the scenario-based questions, 35 minutes each for both the questions, right? Both the questions. So 35 and 35. So with that, you can have actually a little bit of flexibility in the time management, but make sure that you follow this. Otherwise, you will be wasting time in unnecessary questions where you cannot actually write the questions you already know also. And one more thing we have to do, that is the prioritization of the question. Which question you are going to write first? Which question you are going to write first? Whatever the question you know already, 100% you know the answer, that is the one you have to write first. So try to make sure that you get marks, some quick marks within the first hour. Quick marks. That we will discuss again later on when we are discussing on the mock exams. Okay, this is the pilot paper, and I just wanted to give you some idea on the time management. Okay, so with this, let's continue on the section 1 of the pilot paper, that is the MCQ. So there are 10 questions. So this was the question number 1. Okay, so this was the question number 1. You can see Nethun PLC. So I'm reading for you the question. Nethun PLC has been in the business of developing, exporting computer software. In the external audit of Nethun PLC, to which of the following might materiality level for particular class of transaction account balance disclosure apply? So whenever you are reading the question, make sure that you understand the question. Which of the following might apply for particular class of transaction account balance or disclosure? Materiality level for particular class of transaction. Now when you are reading this question, if you have done the studies well, you should remember what is the standard. Materiality level, standard is SLA US 320. If you have watched my videos, in SLA 320, there are different materiality levels. Overall materiality level, performance materiality level, clearly trivial level, specific materiality level. So specific materiality level, what are the examples given? So your examiner has given discontinued operation. Yes, that's a separate one. Discontinued operation. Level of materiality calculated for the financial statement as a whole using percentage chosen benchmark. That is not a specific materiality level. That is the overall materiality level. So number 2 is not a specific materiality. Number 3, research and development. Yes, it's a specific one. Number 4, performance materiality level. So that is also not a specific level. So answer must be 1 and 3. So 1 and 3 is there in part C. So answer should be part C. Answer should be part C. Now I'm showing you where I have done this in my videos also. Just to show you that majority of the questions, answers you can get if you have done the studies well. You can see this SLA is 320 timing, 16 minutes past 25 seconds. I have discussed about specific material level. I have discussed about all the material levels. So answer is basically 1 and 3. discontinued operation, and research and development. Because specific material level for specific account balances, it can be property, plant and equipment, it can be inventory balance, it can be AR balance, it can be employee benefits, whatever, specific account, specific material level. Specific accounts, specific material level. Apart from that, you have overall material level, you have performance material level, you have clearly trivial level. Simple. Let's go to question number 2. Which of the following best describe procedures to be carried out as part of an engagement quality control review for a listed entity? Now, whenever you are reading this question, you should remember quality control for audit for a listed entity, SLA US 220. Now, for quality control, there are 3 standards, my dear friends. First one, SLSQC 1, Sri Lanka Standards on Quality Control 1, talking about the firm level quality control. Then you have SLA US 220, talking about the quality control for the audit engagement for listed companies and some other companies also. So here they are talking about procedures to be carried out by the engagement quality control review for a listed company before issuing the audit report. Quality control review has to be undertaken. So that means file need to be reviewed by the quality control partner. So what are the items to be reviewed? Procedures to be carried out. Okay, so to get this answer, okay, so look at, understand the question again. Which of the following best describe the procedure? Engagement quality control review. So these are the 2 things. Now whenever you are reading this, you should remember this is in SLS 220. Now this is my video. I have video called Quality Control for Professional Accountants. So you can see in the 58.14 minute, I have discussed about the engagement quality control review in which areas. So if you remember that, you can find which is the sentence, best describing the engagement quality control. Let's read the first one. Review of all auditing working papers. No. Quality control review, they cannot review all the working papers. That is not possible. Number 2, review selected audit documentation for significant audit judgment. Yes. Number 3, review of the engagement team evaluation of the firm independence. Yes. Number 4, consideration of whether appropriate consultation have taken place. So it is actually 2, 3 and 4. So answer number D. Only first one is not applicable because quality control reviewer cannot review all the working papers, which is not required also. Then we go to question number 3. Due to disruption caused by this recent transition to new accounting system, 1 month sales record of Hayrat Limited have been lost. So there is a scope limitation now. So information is not available. Auditor inability to obtain evidence, unable to obtain evidence because evidence is not available. And this is actually something beyond the control of the management. Because of a new system is lost. The auditor performing the statutory audit for the 12 months have determined that possible effect of undetected misstatement could be material but not pervasive. Simple question. You have a scope limitation and the impact is only material. So you know what to do. So possible effect is this one. So what form of audit opinion? Very simple. It's a qualified opinion. I have discussed that in the video called 705 and 706 in 15.33. You can see I have given a nice mind map, very nice mind map to remember all the modifications to the audit report. Not only the opinion paragraph, even emphasis of matter, other matter paragraphs. Everything in one chart. Everything in one chart. Answer is qualified opinion. Answer B. We go to part 4. Question number 4. Vijayratna Limited has an internal audit function. The external auditor has concluded that the internal audit function does not apply a systematic and disciplined approach to its work. How does this affect the extent to which the external auditor can rely on the work? Now, whenever you are reading this question, you need to understand this is the internal auditor from the external auditor point of view. I have told you there are 2 things. Internal auditor from the external auditor, that is 610. Internal auditor for the business purpose, that is your newly added section in the syllabus. That is the contemporary internal audit section. That is separate, but this question is based on SLA US 610. How to use the work of internal auditor for the external auditor work. There you can see three aspects to be looked at, right? As per 610. So the systematic and disciplined approach, that is number one. Competence of the internal auditor, whether he has the skill, qualification and the technical capabilities. And the first one is the objectivity, the independence of the internal auditor. So all three has to be there. So one is not there, completely not there. So how does this affect? Can I rely or not? I cannot. So this is covered in this video, group audit using internal auditor expert, and so 610, 620 all covered together. You can see the three elements: competency, organizational status, objectivity, and systematic and disciplined approach. All three must be there. So one is missing. So I cannot rely. The external auditor must not use the work of internal audit function. I cannot, because one is missing. Then question number 5, easy questions. Which of the following is not an element of firm level quality control? My God, we just discussed. So you have quality control for engagement, that is for audit, 220. You have firm level quality control, that is SLSQC1. And there's one more standard called framework for audit quality, which is very new one. That is the volume 3 of the auditing standard book. Volume 3 of the auditing standard book, which is little advanced for CL1, though they have given in the syllabus. Okay, but that's simple. I will explain in this video. There's one question in the pilot paper. Okay, but this question is not talking about the framework for audit quality. This is talking about the framework for firm quality. SLSQC1. What is not an element? So for that you need to know how many elements are there. I hope you remember this. LAHEM. If you watch my video, I have given abbreviation to remember LAHEM. Right? So you can see LAHEM. This is the video. Name is Quality Control for Professional Accountants. 14 minutes. You can see LAHEM is there. Leadership qualities, client acceptance, relevant ethical requirements, HR policies, engagement performance and monitoring. So here, which one is not there? Which one is not there? Leadership is there, relevant ethical requirements is there, acceptance is there, methodology of the firm. Oh, that is not element. Engagement performance is there. So answer is D. D, methodology of the firm is not an element of the quality control system. LAHEM, you can remember, simple. So question number 6. Which of the following is not an element of the framework for audit quality? My God. So earlier they were asking the question about the framework for firm level quality. Now they are asking for framework for audit quality. That is the volume 3, the new one, little bit advanced one. But that's okay. Okay. For this one, I have not done a video because I think this is a little advanced. But because of this question, I'm going to a little bit cover for that. My suggestion you, after watching this video, please look at the page number 566 in your study pack. Just glance through, don't by heart try to remember everything. So answer is the judgmental factors. These are the elements of framework for audit quality. You can see there are inputs for the audit quality, process, then output of the audit quality. Input means firm need to do certain things to make sure that quality will be maintained. Process means audit should be conducted in such a way that the quality work will happen. Output means finally we need to complete audit in the quality manner. Client receive a quality service. Now to do that, there are a lot of interactions to happen between the stakeholders. Management also need to prepare good financial statement, reliable financial statement. Regulator also need to check properly. Users also need to ask a lot of questions, right? Board of directors need to perform their supervisory role. They need to review the work. And as the auditor, I also will do my part. I cannot alone achieve the quality level. I cannot alone achieve the quality level because I need to interact with all other stakeholders. So there are interaction. So you have input, you have a process, you have output, you have interaction, and you have other contextual factors. Contextual factors means there should be conducive, friendly factors so I can achieve the quality level, like good business practices, good laws and regulations, good information systems, good corporate governance system, good cultural factors, good audit regulation, good attracting talent. Right now we know we have much bigger problem with audit firms. Most of the audit firms, they just rely on the trainees. They are just raw trainees paying very less. So work done by them is not quality. So these contextual factors are also required. What is not in the audit quality framework is the judgmental factors. So that's the answer E. I'm again reminding you, don't worry if you don't know this one, forget it. Now this is the question number 6 we are looking at. Only this one we didn't know, right? All other 5 was very simple questions. So only 1 out of 6 you don't know. Very good number, right? Then question number 7, little bit of a detailed question, so let's read quickly. As the external auditor of Pahan PLC, you have performed analytical procedures that have highlighted 40% increase in revenue compared to the previous year. So last year to this year, sales increased by 40%, which was you expected. So your expectation also was that. So it's okay, good. So that means there can't be any fictitious sales. You intend to perform further audit procedures in addition to inquiries for management on this. Which further audit procedure would you perform? Now you see, substantive procedure. There are 2 types of substantive procedure. Analytical, test of details. So I have done the analytical part. Calculated last year to this year how much growth rate. So 40% growth. Now I have to do some test of details. So which one is the best? So which one is the best? This is covered in test of details. So there are videos I have done during the COVID time. So test of details part 3. In this 33.24, you have all the details are there. So request for a sample of sale invoices around the end of the period. Inspect the date, compare it with the dates of good dispatch and dates recorded in the sales and receivables. So yes, that is something you have to do. So that is called vouching. So you take a sales invoice sample and vouch to all the documentation. Trace a sample of shipping documents. Just tracing a shipping documents will not help in this case, right? So number 2 is not actually applicable. Request for a sample of sale transaction recorded in the ledger that vouch for sales invoice. Back to customer order and shipping documents. Yes, that's I think something you have to do. Request for sample invoices to examine the proper classification. Classification also not a concern here. So 1 and 3. So 1 and 3 is answer B. Then question number 8. What are the most appropriate statement for key audit matters? Wow. This also key audit matter is a new thing. So this is the video I have covered it. SLA 701. Very simple video. On the second minute, I have explained what is a key audit matter. Key audit matter is, as per the auditor's judgment, out of the things communicated to the those charges governance, what need to be disclosed to the users of the audit report, right? Based on the auditor's judgment. So KM. So let's look at the answers. KM represents the most significant matters in the current audit period, selected for matters communicated with those charged with governance. Yes. So that is the most appropriate one. So then let's see what are the other things. Area of higher asset risk of material misstatement, significant audit judgment can be classified as KM. The number 3, audit qualification and material uncertainty. No, that cannot be key audit matters. When the auditor is not satisfied with the advocacy, that is also not a key audit matter. So only 1 and 2 in answer A. Very simple. Then question number 9. Which of the following is not correct in respect of a report prepared by an auditor on examination of prospective financial? So this is the assurance service. So SLSAE 3400, they are asking the question. So this is assurance engagement to review the forecast, right? So the question is asking what is the not correct. This is covered in this video. Assurance and related services. You can see 1 hour 24 minutes. I have explained what is SLSAE 3400 engagement. So let's read the answers. The report carries a statement as to whether PAPI is properly prepared based on the assumptions and the relevant framework. So they are asking not a statement. So A is actually properly explaining that. The report carries a statement with the appropriate caveat as to the achievability of targets. C. The report carries a statement of positive assurance. Oh my God, no. We don't give positive assurance. So C is not correct statement. So answer is C. Last question on the MCQs. Which of the following is not a suitable control to mitigate the threat from phishing and spear phishing? So by reading this, you understand this question is from the newly added area to CL1, that is auditing in a digital environment. Auditing in a digital environment, this is coming from cyber security. Cyber security or cyber risk and cyber controls, it is covered in auditing in digital environment part 2. You can see that video here. So raising awareness is there, checking that spam filters are enabled. Updating of software is not there. Updating of software is not there, but I'm not personally happy with this question in the pilot paper because they are just checking whether you can 100% remember what is in the study pack. Even regular updating of software also you can prevent phishing and spear. What is phishing and spear phishing? Phishing means generally sending some emails to get sensitive information. Spear phishing means targeting a particular individual and sending emails or something to get his particular information. Phishing and spear phishing can be prevented by updating software also, but it is not in the study pack. So they have put this question based on the study pack. But that is how some questions are come. But don't worry, as I told you, only 2 questions were there tough, right? So out of 10, 8 you know. So 8 out of 10 means 80%. It's good number. Good number. You don't have to worry about the 100% of the mark. So this is what on the section 1 of the question. Now let's continue with the section 2.